I'm the Dollar Sportsman. Thank you for joining me today. I've got the brand new Umarex Gauntlet side lever out here. I've also got the original Gauntlet 30. So Gauntlet 30 bolt, Gauntlet 30 side. We're going to compare them today and see how they do. Let's do it. A very special thank you to Zan for sponsoring this channel. I just picked some of these up at Utah Air Guns, and very excited to get some of these 30 cals in to the new Gauntlet 30 side lever. We're gonna see how they run. Thank you very much. Link below if you need to get some yourself. Guys, I appreciate you watching. I am very excited to test out the new SL30, Gauntlet SL30. As you probably guessed, the side lever 30. This is going to be very fun because for years we've wanted a gauntlet with the side lever. The Gauntlet 2, the original Gauntlet, did not have the side lever. Now the 30 does, and I'm very excited about it because as a speed shooter, I prefer having a side lever if I'm going to do that sort of shooting. Now, granted, I like the bolt, admittedly, because it feels like an old classic rifle. But I'm very excited to see how we can run this. We're going to do some testing, some velocity testing, some accuracy testing. Now, the only things that I've done, I've used the bolt action a lot. So that barrel is like tuned in. We're going to see if out of the box I can get this to do the same. Now, I've cleaned both barrels so it can be consistent with both. We'll see how we do downrange. All right, here we go with the JSB Hades for starters. We're going to get this going. This is my gauntlet that I've shot with a lot, so it is dead money. I did forget the chronograph right there, so now we've got it on. 1,008 feet per second with accuracy in a 30 caliber pellet. That's amazing. Now you do see the speed start to drop here. That's because I didn't realize it, but I was close to the reg pressure. Now I appreciate the fact that it maintained the accuracy despite the fact that the speed was falling off rather dramatically. Now you can see here that I get down to around 950 feet per second, but still quite impressed. And now we're going to go with the Zans. I've filled up the gun, and now we're hitting 950 feet per second with 56 grain pellets. That's really impressive. 947, here we go again. 948. It's very consistent, guys. I mean, honestly, I am just shocked at how consistent the regulators are in these gauntlets. You're getting a spread of about 2 feet per second after the first shot, at least. Wow. Yeah, very, very impressed indeed. Now we're going to go on to the side lever and take a look at how we do there. Now for the side lever. Wow. Yeah, those speeds are consistent regulator to regulator even. Same speed on that second shot. Guys, what pixie dust did they put in this? I do not know, but it's extremely impressive. You don't get consistently like this from firearm bullets. I mean, just being honest. That is really impressive. We're getting a max spread of, what, 2 feet per second again? If that, it's all hanging out right in that area, maybe 3 or 4 max. Now we're going to go with the Zan pellets again. Again, these are 56 grains. They work really well out of this. And the point of impact isn't even deviating much from where the Hades were, which is really impressive. 938, 937. Once again, consistent speeds. The accuracy is very, very good. You can see I have a little bit of stringing, not bad. Need to work with the barrel on this one and shoot a few more Zans out of it, but heavens to Betsy, that is good. Wow. Okay, so let's talk a second about the results here. You can see that the group with the Hades pellets was phenomenal with both of these. Exceptionally good groups. I'm very happy with that. With the Zan pellets, we had much slower, but also consistent groups. Now granted, this has not been seasoned yet for the Zan pellets, so my group with that was a little bit larger. Not by much, but it's there, right? As I use this more, I'm sure that will improve. And then we'll do some long range testing here coming up very soon to see how they do at distance. I really like these Zan pellets because they are very heavy, and that helps me to keep that consistent accuracy downrange. I'm very excited about that. Now I will notice that with the bolt action gauntlet, that took about 1,000 PSI per magazine down. Whereas with the side lever gauntlet, they must have upgraded their regulator system because it's only 500 PSI, and yet I'm still getting the same speeds and accuracy. I don't know what sort of magic that is. I mean, the bottles are the same, so I'm happy with that, very happy with that. Yeah, so that's very exciting. So this seems to be using less air, which means you'll be able to get more shots downrange with your gauntlet. So very cool. Now I will say that I did start both of these at about 3,600 PSI instead of the full 4,500. The reason why is because right now, just today in the shop, that's what's in the air tanks. When I sighted in, we had 4,000 for starters, but we've been shooting a lot. Me and several other people here at the Utah Air Guns range. So we're about 3,600 during these tests to start. And you can see with the bolt action gauntlet, I started to lose velocity on that first go around because of that. Now that's okay. You have to be careful about that. You don't want to go under your regulator, and we did start to on that. And yet it held consistency, which was pretty cool. Now I will say something else that I noticed is that they have beefed up their ports here. The Foster fitting looks different than what the original did. It's bigger, beefier, shinier. I don't know if shiny matters, but I do appreciate that. It is a nice little upgrade. In addition to that, there's not too many other differences, but I will say that the triggers are almost exactly the same. There is creep, but it's not a bad trigger, and it's not excessively heavy, which I really appreciate. Now, something to keep in mind when you do get this out of the box first from the factory is make sure that the pressure release port right down here is closed very tightly. When I first filled this up at about 2,500 PSI, I started to get a bit of a leak. Then I realized I hadn't closed that down all the way yet, and that's something that you should always do when you get one of these rifles from the factory. So I closed it down, no leaks, no issues. All in all, I'm very excited about this. Next video will be long-range testing, see how we can do, if we can get some distance and compare if we can get just as accurate with this one as we could with the bolt actions, which we've done in the past. So very excited to get that going. Very excited for the side lever gauntlet, guys. Honestly, I really do believe that the Gauntlet 30 is the best gauntlet out there because it shoots so good with so much power and so much accuracy and consistency out of the regulator from the factory. I didn't have to clean the regulator, take it apart, anything like that. I know some guys out there love to do that. I just like it from the factory that way, and it was extremely consistent. So there you have it. Guys, you can get these. They're a little hard to come by right now because they just released. So everybody wants one. But if you can get one, definitely worth it. I will have a link. Utah Air Guns is going to be carrying them. Airgun Depot carries them. That's my link. Umarex directly will carry them. I have a link from them as well. So if you can't find it one, look at the other and see if you can find it there. And sometimes Umarex has really good package deals. Sometimes Airgun Depot has really good package deals or discounts depending on the time of year. So take a look at that. Very excited for this, guys. I'm the Dollar Sportsman.